Hi foodies, I'm going to show you real quick how I'm going to convert Jay's breakfast that he usually has from oatmeal. He makes a giant jar, 32-ounce jar, and I'm actually going to show you. He doesn't even know that I probably, oh, he does know. Okay, so I keep the jars already pre-made in here with his oatmeal and all the things that he puts in it, which is cinnamon and super seeds and what else? Cinnamon, super seeds, and the oatmeal. Okay, so he is traveling, so I am going to be making some breakfast cookies, which are going to be blueberry and oatmeal, and so they're going to be in the shape of cookies. I think somebody's excited.
Did somebody say cookie?
I did say cookies. We're going to be making breakfast cookies.
Oh, that makes me very happy.
Do you like them with blueberries, Cookie Monster?
Absolutely. I am blue.
Yeah.
I love blueberries.
I didn't think.
Especially love cookies.
Wait, is that why you're blue?
Maybe.
Do you eat a lot of blueberries?
Yes.
Because I'm going to put them in your cookies because they have a lot of antioxidants and and they're very good for you. Are you excited? Okay, so we are going to make these cookies the faster way. I could hand mix it with I'm going to put pumpkin butter in it, and I'm going to put almond butter in it, and I'm going to do the blueberries. So hopefully Cookie Monster can contain his excitement of the cookies and I can get to my cooking and he doesn't get into the dough or anything. But so thank you for the applause, Cookie Monster. So we are going to be making these blueberries. So I'm going to mash the blueberries just a little bit with a fork. You could do this with a processor if you're feeling lazy. You could even leave them whole, but I'm going to mash them because I'm going to take the lazy way out and I'm not going to cook them. Sometimes I make a blueberry compote for our pancakes and waffles and stuff like that, which means that I take the blueberries and I mash them, and I don't mash them. I put them in a pot and then I cook them and they kind of explode on their own. And then as they're cooking, I take a mashed potato masher, a manual one, and I kind of mash them as they're cooking. And then I put a little bit of cornstarch and I make my own blueberry compote syrup for our pancakes and such. So I am going to mash them a little bit so that when they get cooked in the oven, they don't get too juicy and they do congeal. I'm going to help them along by putting chia super seeds. I'm going to put chia. The super seed trio is flax meal, hemp hearts, and chia. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of that in here. And I'm going to put a little lemon zest because it brings out the blueberry and this little thing. Let's see if it works. Okay, it is working, but slowly. And am I doing? Yeah, there we go. So just a little bit of the lemon zest. This lemon zest is not zesting so easily on this little lemon zester, but I'm just going to put a little bit of lemon zest, and I'm going to squeeze some lime to brighten it up because I want to make sure that my blueberries stay nice and bright, and it brings out the flavor. It doesn't make it lemony, but it kind of just brings out the flavor. So I'm just going to put a squeeze of lime juice, and now I'm going to take my cornstarch. I'm going to put actually the maple syrup first. So I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of this. So they're going to be nice and sweet. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to mix my cornstarch with a tiny bit of water, and I'm going to dilute it so that it's a creamy little slur, and then that is going to go in with my blueberries. So this whole mixture I'm going to use for our little oatmeal cookies, breakfast cookies. So here we go. Here is, I did say cookie, look at that. So these are the blueberries that I'm putting in there.
So exciting.
So I'm going to put, so this is going to thicken, and it's going to thicken, when it's in the oven, it's going to cook the blueberries. But the great thing about this is that once you cool your breakfast bars on the counter, they're going to thicken further. So don't get zealous and try to eat them too quickly or when they're warm. I mean, you can, but it might crumble on you. So what you want to do after you bake them is leave them on the counter on a cooling rack, and then it will thicken further. So I'm going to mash these up just a tiny bit more. And so we've got our blueberry compote going. Now, the super seeds is going to help it thicken, as will the cornstarch. And they should be sweet from the blueberries and the maple syrup. So we're going to put this off to the side, and now we're going to make this the mixture, the oatmeal mixture. We're going to do the oatmeal mixture, and I'm doing 2 cups of oatmeal here, and then I'm going to do 1 cup of oatmeal flour, and you can grind your own by taking the oats and just grinding it in your processor. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons. I'm going to add that after I kind of process and make this into a paste. This is actually, I only had a tiny bit of almond butter. You can use almond butter because it's pretty neutral flavored, so you don't taste it. You can also use peanut butter, you can use cashew butter, you can use pumpkin butter. So I'm going to be, or any nut butter. It's minimal. I'm only doing 1/3 of a cup. And I did a mixture of what I had left of almond butter and some pumpkin butter. And the pumpkin butter is going to add protein to it because pumpkin seeds have a lot of protein. So I'm going to do a mixture because I'm out of my almond butter. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons, I think I still have some in here, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And then I'm going to mix it up by just pulsing it. I don't want to pulverize this. I just want the butter, the nut butter. Oop, this is my little Cuisinart that could. It's broken down here at the bottom, so I need the Cuisinart people to tell me how to get a replacement for a 33-year-old Cuisinart because I've tried everything and I haven't found it. All right, so what you want is for this to bind together. And if it doesn't bind together with the butter, you want to put a little bit of water in. Now I'm going to do my super seeds, which is 3 tablespoons of the hemp hearts, chia, and flax meal. It's going to give it a lot of nutrition. You guys know that I say do nutrition. I'm going to take this out. Add nutrition to your meals when you can. I have to use my thumb to hold my Cuisinart, and I'm not buying a new one because I have so many attachments for my Cuisinart. I want a replacement for it. So just add water until you get a paste. Just enough until you get a paste. All right, so I think that's going to be it. If I needed a little bit more, I can check. I'm going to check it and see. There we go. All right, so that is going to stick together. So that is good. So now I am just, oh, I forgot to put my vanilla in and my cinnamon because Jay put cinnamon in his oatmeal. So we're going to do the same so that it has a cinnamony flavor. I'm going to use up my cinnamon. Hopefully I don't have a ton. I do not. So now I've used up my cinnamon and my almond butter, which I need to put on my grocery list. And I'm going to put just a teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. And then I'm going to give it 1 small pulse. Come on, little Cuisinart. All right. I'm going to actually move it along with my spoon a little bit because it is pasty. So I want to make sure and I get the cinnamon and the vanilla incorporated. This is giving me an arm workout. It's already very pasty. And we are going to go to the gym today because he's traveling, and it's good before you travel to get your body moving and all those muscles, because sitting on planes and going through planes and lugging suitcases, plus he's training for a hike up Mount Snuffles this summer with our son. So he's getting his training in. All right, so we have got our mixture done. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to put my gloves on because I do not want a messy, I don't want to touch it. Not that I just don't want it getting all stuck in my nails and stuff. And it is a mixture, so I keep these gloves in the kitchen.
I have blue gloves too.
Oh, you do! Look at you. You do have blue gloves.
You know what makes you strong?
What?
Cookies.
Cookies make you strong, Cookie Monster?
Yes. They have lots of protein, very strong.
Oh my gosh, you are so cute. All right, so we are going to put the cookie batter. Look at this cookie batter. Would you like to try a little bit, Cookie Monster? Would you like to try some?
Whoa. That's so yummy. Thank you very much.
So look, I am going to make just a little cup. I'm going to press it in here, and I'm going to make a tiny little cup, and I'm using silicone cups, and I'm going to put some of the blueberry mixture in here. I'm going to get a spoon instead. I'm going to put some of the blueberry mixture, not too much, and then I'm going to top it with it as well. So kind of make a cookie and top it so that it kind of seals it in, almost like a little breakfast sandwich. And remember, when they come out, you're going to let them cool so that your cookies kind of congeal and they stay together. I'm probably going to have to put these in an airtight container for him, not a plastic bag or anything like that, because I don't want him to end up with a mess in his suitcase. So I'm just going to make the cookie. Look at this, almost a big cookie, and then I'm going to top it. I'm not sure how many are going to come out because I just kind of I was winging the recipe. So here we go. I'm trying to use the same ingredients that he uses for his breakfast. And he can heat these up. He can eat them cold, however he wants. So this should all, and you can make them multi-layered if you wanted, but I'm just going to make 1 layer of the cookie, 1 layer of the blueberry, and then he can just eat as many as satisfy him or satiate him. because this is going to be very satiating. It has a lot of nutrition with the chia. It has flax and hemp and oatmeal and the blueberries, and it's going to be very satiating. These could also be dessert. Can you imagine this with a dollop of delicious soy yogurt and some California balsamics on top? How does that sound, Cookie Monster?
Oh, that sounds yummy, 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 yummy.
I need to put a little apron on you so that you can help me in the kitchen, Mr. Cookie Monster. I'm going to get you a tiny little baby apron. How does that sound? Because you know, those that help sometimes get to eat the bowl. Like the bowl, if you wash it and you help me in the kitchen, you're going to get to lick the bowl.
Oh, okay, that sounds good to me. Yes.
All right, Cookie Monster. You're just now going to have to wait until these are done and cooled. And maybe Jay will take you on his trip with him. So you can have some of these cookies, or maybe he'll be nice enough to give you one. So I think it's going to be around 6 or so breakfast cookies. And you just have to cook them. I'm gonna make them a little bit bigger. You just have to cook them until the top is a little browned, like a little golden brown. And that is it, guys. So here we go. I have 6, and they're gonna be about this big, almost like a cupcake. I have about 6 coming out of here. And by the way, you can eat this raw. You can eat this in a bowl as a, not with the cornstarch, I wouldn't eat it raw, but if you cook your blueberries on the stove, and then you could eat this raw. It's all ingredients that can be eaten this way, except for the cornstarch. You want to kind of cook that so it thickens. So there we go. This is going in the oven, guys.
Yummy, yummy, yummy cookies. I can't wait for my cookies. Thank you very much for making.
All right, we'll put these in the oven and then we'll be back. Hi foodies, I'm going to show you. I'm going to make a second batch of the breakfast cookies that I'm making for Jay to take on his trip. I had just a little bit of pumpkin butter, so I decided to just go ahead and use it. And I still have some blueberry compote left, so I want to make sure and use it. So I am going to show you you can also make cookies and not just the breakfast cookies. When I run out of the blueberry compote, I might have some of this left, and I might be able to use it for making some little pucks. So sometimes I make these little breakfast pucks. This is filled with super seeds because it's got chia, it's got hemp hearts, it's got flax meal. So it is going to be very nutritious, plus the oats, which have a lot of protein, and the pumpkin butter has a lot of protein because pumpkins are the one nut that has the most protein content of all the nuts. It's a superpower food. So I'm gonna put a little bit of water so that it binds it. All right, so this is my little Cuisinart that could. I keep having to give it some love. Push it this way so that it works. All right, so it seems to have grabbed. Once it grabs and it binds, you're good. So this is not rocket science. You don't have to have the perfect measurements. You don't even have to use a ton of the pumpkin butter if you don't want to use it. And now I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to move this so you guys have more visual here, hopefully. So I'm going to put this down here. I'm going to press it. Then I'm going to put the blueberry on top. And then I'm going to, almost like an apple crumble, this one I'm going to make crumbles on top. And this mixture has the oatmeal, it has vanilla, it has cinnamon. It also has the super seeds, which are the hemp hearts, the chia, and the flax. And let's see if I'm missing anything. And the pumpkin butter. So there we go. We're gonna make a thick little layer for the bottom because that's your base. So you wanna make sure and have enough to where it holds your blueberries. And when you cut into these bars, I'm gonna make this one into bars. In the oven right now, I have little cupcake muffin cookies. I put them in silicone lined muffin pans. So now I'm gonna put my blueberries on here and I'm gonna spread it. Hopefully I have enough. Yep. So, and then we'll see, we're either going to make, and this blueberry mixture also has the super seeds. It has a little bit of cornstarch to help it thicken once it comes out of the oven and to kind of stay so that it's not a runny syrup, blueberry syrup. You don't want that. You want like a compote that stays together, almost like a blueberry layer. And there we go. So we're gonna have the antioxidants and the blueberry. Jay's bowl of oatmeal in the morning is a giant bowl of oatmeal with blueberries on top. So this is mimicking what he is used to having for breakfast. He's taking these on a work trip. I'm gonna put them in an airtight container. He can heat them up or he can eat them cold. He doesn't have to refrigerate them, although he's gonna have a refrigerator in his hotel. All right, so I can crumble these or I can make one giant top cookie layer, however you wanna do it. And then when I put this in the oven, I want to make sure that I just cook it enough to where it is a little bit of golden, and this is cooked through. Don't overcook it. Uh-oh, I lost a runaway. Cookie Monster needs to be here because there's Cookie on the floor. But, all right, let's see. This is where I need my dog Einstein. We used to have a tiny little Yorkie, and we used to call him the littlest vacuum cleaner because he would vacuum clean the floor so well. No matter what we dropped on it, he loved it. So I had the cleanest floors when we had him. So now, if I have any left over, I can either continue to top this so that the whole top layer is a little bit thicker oatmeal, or I can make pucks. So if I go like this, I can make these little breakfast pucks, and I can cook these in the oven, and I can actually keep them raw in the fridge. I have some right now in the fridge that we use for dessert, not even for breakfast, and I made them small. These are small, so these could be dessert. And you could coat them in peanut flour. You could coat them in, you could put a little bit of cacao powder, coating them when they come out of the oven, or even before you bake them. But I keep them raw like this in the refrigerator, and then I stick them in the air fryer. I think we did like 4 minutes yesterday, and they turn out so yummy. So I wanted to show you guys that. That's the other option for this batter. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna continue to make this. I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna wait until it's golden, along with the other little cookie muffins. Hi foodies, our cookies are out. So breakfast cookies for Jay because he is going to be going on a trip. Oh my goodness, somebody's hovering. These are Jay's cookies, they're not your cookies, Cookie Monster.
No, he had to share.
Well, maybe I might have made one for you.
Yes, he had. Oh, you made one for Cookie Monster?
Maybe.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yes, you are.
Hold on a second, let me show them what I made Jay, okay? Hold on. No, don't take a bite. So these are his breakfast cookies. They're layered with blueberries in the middle. So they're almost like a breakfast muffin, but they're hard. So I'll be able to put them in an airtight container for him. And I also made a sheet of breakfast bars. So I'm going to cut these up into bars, and then I can either freeze them or put them in an airtight container for us to use at a later date or take with us on trips, or whenever I'm running errands, I can just grab one if I'm not going to be having my soy yogurt. Or we can have them as a snack, or we can warm them up and have them as dessert. So I might have left a cookie for you, Mr. Cookie Monster.
Oh, that's so nice. Yes, right, foodies?
Do you want?
So nice.
I made you a breakfast cookie because I made some without blueberries because I think you're blue enough.
Oh.
How about with no blueberry cookies?
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, nom, 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 nom. Oh, nom, 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 nom. Oh.
Here, Cookie Monster, you can have the other half too.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're messy. You're messy. You're messy.
Do I have a cookie in my teeth? Oh, that's okay. No, 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 no.
You're gonna help me clean up this mess, Cookie Monster.
Okay, anything for cookie? Yes.
Bye, everybody.